NFL Draft, Day 2. Tell us yesterday, were there any surprises?
There were a couple. There was a big trade that happened maybe an hour before the draft. The Minnesota Vikings moved back and gave up one of their picks. And were still able to get the guy that they wanted. They got Matt Khalil, and the Cleveland Browns gave up a whole lot to be able to move up to get a running back named Trent Richardson. So that happened. The Dallas Cowboys made a pick that a lot of people were kind of surprised by too. Someone that they hadn't even been in touch with about drafting him prior to the draft. So that was also a surprise. A
big deal here in New York City. I mean, what was the crowd like during the pick? What was happening there?
Well, you know, the first few were expected. Andrew Luck was going to go to Indianapolis. Right. Robert Griffin was going to go to Washington, but it doesn't mean that those teams and their fans that were here weren't excited about it. So that was a lot of joy from those fan bases, and a couple of other picks that I think their franchises were really, really happy to make.
What happened with the reigning Super Bowl champs, the Giants? Anything with them?
They picked the last. They actually ended up getting someone who I think is going to be a really good player, David Wilson from Virginia Tech. The last pick of the draft, by that point, most people are tired, but you know those fans were very excited to hear whoever they were getting. They just lost a running back that they ended up releasing, who was the all-time leader in rushing yards from that franchise. So they were looking to get someone. I think they actually got a really good surprise pick there.
What are we expecting to see today in the second round? I mean, do we have any sort of Tom Brady's lurking out there, any diamonds in the rough?
Sure.
I mean, he was picked, what, like the seventh round?
Sixth round, yeah.
Sixth round in the 2000s. So any Tom Brady's?
I think a lot of people feel like there's still a lot of really good players out there. There are plenty of people that were projected to go in the first round that didn't get picked. A really good tight end that Andrew Luck actually threw to named Kobe Fleener. There are a lot of players like that still that didn't quite make it into that first round, so we'll probably slide into the draft today. Plenty of receivers that didn't go, a lot of pass rushers that did not go in the first round. So there are plenty of people out there, and I'm sure teams, you'll probably still see a lot of trades. There were a record amount of trades in the first round yesterday, 16 of them. And you'll probably see a lot more today of teams that wanted to get a player and see that he's still there and might trade up to make sure that they're able to get him today.